Hello, you guys. This is Michelle again with another video. And how are y'all doing this wonderful Sunday? Today, I want to talk about what my point of view is. If I was put on a dictator's shoes, if you put me in the shoes of a dictator, okay, what would I do if I was in the shoes of a dictator and I had control of a really large population of poverty-stricken countries? You know, of course my thoughts would be to make some rule and order. But anyhow, let's not talk about what I would do, because what I would do is not the right thing to do, because nobody wants to have their freedoms lost. So what is the globalist thinking? They want to control the population, and not necessarily in an evil way, but supposedly saving the planet kind of way, kind of like solving world hunger, solving world poverty kind of way. Now that means taking away freedoms from the rich, of course. The rich, that would be considered like people like us, the United States. Why are we rich? Because we have the freedom to become as rich as we like and to do anything we like and own as much money or lands as, we work for. And we have a lot of space. We have a lot of space, and their populations are becoming so congested that they need to find somewhere to spill, okay? Their croplands, they don't have as many croplands as they used to, or their climates are changing, or whatever, but they need somewhere to go spill. And if it's not because of that reason, it's because they have adopted the ideal that they want to be like America and have lots of cars and lots of opportunities just like we have, okay? So let's just go ahead and start with the Agenda 21. That is supposed to be somewhat like what the Democratic Party's implemented with the full-term abortion and the going on sex strike, trying to do stuff like that. That's basically trying to say the world is really populated, just like AOC was like talking that she doesn't want to have children. She says she doesn't want to have children because the world is too populated and there's too many things going on or whatever. But let's just talk about that. That's just part of one world order mission, of course, is to control the population, of course. And that's where also United Nations come in. They are the one world order, and they have the belief system that they do want to control the population of the flow of people being born, especially among the Africans. And the Africans and the Middle Easterns kind of know these things, and they're kind of retaliating and rising up and like burning down facilities. I mean, they kind of got the ideal that your vaccine may have something to make you like not be able to have kids for a couple of years or who knows what. I mean, I have no idea, but this is what I've heard, okay? I have heard that they were doing that they were putting sterilization method in vaccine, okay? I don't know if that's 100% true, but I'm just going by what I've been hearing, okay? So, can't believe everything you hear. I don't believe everything I hear, but it's to the question, okay? It is to a question. So, I'm going all over the place here. Basically, in the United States, we have a lot of freedom to do whatever we want, but in the foreign countries where you're already broken down, people are too poor to even own land, and if they own something, it's a little bitty tiny little section, and they really don't have very much opportunity. And that's where you ask yourself, where's their imports of their food? Why aren't they getting food imported? Who's their leaders? Why isn't their leaders got this shit together? I mean, what's wrong with these people being hungry, Of course, the argument would be, oh, it's because they're populating too much and they need to, like, migrate somewhere else. I mean, you see what I'm saying, guys? So basically, They want to cut back on population on the earth. They also want to dictate where people live and how much space you're taking up and how sharing you are. They want to dictate how sharing you are. And the only ones that really are going to get to live that kind of luxury American lifestyle, you know, that freedom lifestyle, would be the ones that actually owners of the corporations, the government officials, basically. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. They don't want to hear that you got some rancher out there in the middle of nowhere that owns just a really small farm that's growing his own food and is independent from the government, and he's not contributed hardly anything to society other than paying for his land taxes. They don't want that. They want everybody to chip into the pot, chip into the plate, you know. Everybody has to participate in the rules so that way the system can turn correctly. Now, I think here in America we have an awesome system, and if there is a one world order, the way we do things here in America, I think that's pretty good, you know. So why do we have to submit to their way of thinking of how they should do, how things should be done? Why do they have to depend on our fundings, our tax-paying dollars, to get their let's save the world thing to go on, you know? I'm pretty sure the Europeans are very sick and tired of being taxed to death for gas. Gas prices are absolutely outrageous. I mean, I'm going to give you an example. If I was to go on vacation, I probably would not choose Europe because a lot of places in Europe are so freaking expensive. I mean, it's just so expensive. I mean, it probably costs more than California. I mean, I'm just being honest, like, France is very expensive. People, only the rich people go vacation there, like, really. So what they want to do is they want to drain the rich. They want to drain everybody. They want to throw all the money in one pot and they want to distribute it among the world. Now, however, I don't think that's such a bad thing, but a country that is participating in that kind of ideology also needs to be fixed first. Like, there's nothing wrong with us participating in helping the whole world. I would say we really need to fix ourselves because we have some issues here in our country that need to be fixed. And bringing in the whole world right now without fixing those issues first is just not the... It's not it, okay? There's a lot of open land space in Canada. There's a lot of open land space in Mexico. You can drive miles and miles and miles upon miles and not see a soul or even a small town in Mexico. Of course, it's the same way here in the United States. Yes, we have a lot of space. We have a lot of space. But these people aren't going to want to go to those spaces, you know, or make something of their own, or they're going to want to go to our cities where we have our industries and our jobs and our factories, and they want to take those jobs. They want to take them away from the Americans that have already been living in the city their whole entire life, that have, you know, grown attachment to depending on going and hitting that clock at a factory job, you know. So, like I said, it's just a whole mess, and the one world order agenda is to distribute the wealth, choose where you live, and if you are living in a poverty situation, they are going to tell you where to live, and they're going to supposedly fix your problem. Well, I'd say this, you know what they need to do first? They need to fix the world first, and then come and dictate to us how we should live, okay? Because I don't see anything wrong with all the really wealthy countries coming together and trying to help a population of people. But what I'm seeing is helping a population of people is not just giving them a bag of rice and beans and walking away. That's like giving a fish without a fishing pole that has no pond. I mean, you have to have a pond with fish in order to keep, you know, to make it. You just can't keep the handout situation. What is it good to have a whole district of people in this community where they have to depend on a donation just to eat? Like Haiti, for example, that place is very dependent. They're very, very dependent on help, and they live in rubble and they live in tents. And then you know what's really sad is that Hillary Clinton and all the Hollywood stars and our politicians and even people from other Europe and all over the world got together and did this big donation thing to help rebuild Haiti. And so you know what they did? They got all that money together. They handed out a little bit of aid, and then they decided they wanted to make a deal on some gold mining or something over there. And then after that, they just left the people. I'm like, come on now. I mean, is that their way is this their way of one world order that's supposed to solve the problems in the world? They needed to put their money where their mouth is, because they were promising these people a lot of shit. And the only thing they did was make these people where, you know what? We have a crap load of people from Haiti in the caravan. Now, am I going to think bad about them and say, no, they shouldn't come in, or they need to go back to their own land? No, it's not all their fault. I'm not going to be hateful toward people like that. You know why? Because it's partly our fault for promising them something and then walking away, okay? That's exactly what we did. So if you want to blame anybody, then let's blame all of these people that go places and start handing out shit and then walking away and leaving them with nothing. So if you want to go help somebody, then fine, go help somebody. But don't just say you're going to do something and then walk away. That's how I see it. We have United Nations to do what? Help people. Instead, you know what they're doing? They're pretending like they're helping people. Maybe they go help them for a minute. They'll help them for maybe a few weeks or something like that, and then they walk away. I mean, where's the helping of, if they want to help them, they should send them some bulldozers and some construction workers and, you know, stuff like that if they really want to help them. So, like I said, I see the system very broken here, and I see that they're taking advantage of, tax-paying dollars as well as donation money from all over the world to supposedly help somebody, but then they just, like I said, they go there, they give a few beans, a few bags of rice, maybe a couple of tents, some medicine, and then they leave, you know. That's exactly so. I don't see how the one world order is really doing very good right now, so. Like I said, the one world order has resulted in our borders being flooded right now, so I think there needs to be a new one world order. And the United Nations, they're not the guys. I'm sorry, but they have done nothing but make a big mess. So that's what I got to say about that. Like and subscribe, and you guys have a good night.